Hello everyone, and have you ever had a weird looking one off shrimp pop up in your shrimp colonies and think, damn, I need a tank full of those guys? Well, this is what I'm trying to accomplish with this cherry shrimp breeding project. These shrimp don't exist anywhere else that I know of because they are created in my tank. So, this is just an experiment that has gone pretty good. So if you want to see what comes of it, stick around and find out. So one of the lines I've got in the last few years has been these orange Rillies. And I was looking, and some of them kind of have a little bit of bluish tint in their middle. And I thought that would be pretty dang cool if we could get more of that. So I took some of these and some of these blue jellies that I've had for probably over 6 or 7 years, crossed them together, and we ended up with these beauties. Now you see, it's not quite orange. It's kind of like when you were a kid and you had the Crayola crayons. It's kind of like a red-orange type of look. But, we're just trying something out. I haven't refined these at all. But I think we have something to work on for sure. Because just for an experiment, look at how good they breed true. And some of them are really good. So what we're going to try to do and find the ones that look the most orange and have the most blue on them at the same time. Now, like I said, just a hint of blue, and it's kind of red orange. So I've been trying to make red blue or blue red Rillies for a while, and I thought some orange ones would be pretty dang cool. So we're going to go through here, pick out the best few males and the best 10 or 15 females, and give this tank a reset. That guy's got a lot of nice blue on him. Cool. Let's get busy. So what we're going to be doing today, we're not going to do a full tank reset, but we will be resetting the shrimp population here, because these guys have only bred out like one generation since I reset it. So we're going to pull out all this moss. I don't think there's anything to worry about up there, anything. And then we're going to pick out the very best shrimp that are not buried. We're going to get a couple of the very best males, and then we'll get hopefully at least 10 of the best females that aren't buried. There's some pretty good ones here. I think, maybe I'm just a shrimp nerd, but I think these are pretty cool. Alright. So let's get the moss out. Alright, let's get going. So this moss has some algae and crap in it. Oh, I forgot to put rock. There's rocks in here. Cool. Alright, shrimps. So we're going to just shake all the shrimps off. I'm putting all the moss in a bucket of water. So if any baby shrimp are on there, see if we can shake it off there. Look at all of them come off. I think there's a lot of shrimp in here. Look at them. Whoa. Shrimpies. Yeah, there's a lot down in there. Any shrimpies on the moss? Shake it, shake it. Any shrimpies coming off? So the reason we take all this out, because we want to make sure we get all the shrimps that we can. Since I'm not doing a full out reset, I'm sure we'll leave some babies. But since this is not like a line yet, it's not going to be in the world. And this tank is doing so good. And I don't want to mess it up too much by resetting it. Because a lot of times you end up resetting tanks. And sometimes they'll be slow to get going after you reset it. This tank has been going gangbusters since I reset it with this project. That might also have something to do with mixing the different kinds of shrimp together. Alright. I hope we don't get too big of a mess here pulling these rocks out. Yeah, dang it. Not what I wanted. Oh, finish this out. And we'll let this settle for a few minutes. Alrighty, I think we're good enough to start catching some keepers now. I think we can see good enough. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. And let's see here. This one right here is catching my eye. Where'd you go? Man, this one is being that difficult. Alright. There's one of our girls. Right here. Alright, so these are the ones I selected. I know I said no buried ones, but when all the adult females are buried, let's see if I can get a better. Interesting shrimp. See if I can get this. Yeah, like you can see they're getting the right light. That's some pretty cool ones. Pretty cool ones. So, like I said, this is nowhere. These things take years. And this is just the experiment stage. So we still have a long way to go. But, you see what I'm saying there? Just a really light blue, like the blue jellies. And going for the orange that is kind of a red orange. It's fun. I mean, it's one of those things you see a shrimp that's weird and you want to try to make more of them. And it takes a long time. Alright, so now we got to catch all the rest out. So there's still plenty of pretty cool ones in here, as you can see, but they weren't selected for whatever reason. Either I missed them. Let's see if we see any that we can't live without before we just start mass scooping. There's a couple of these. My God, they take after their blue jelly part because these little SOBs are really hard to catch. Holy smokes. Really hard to catch. Alright. Let's catch them all in mass now. All right, let's catch these suckers out. Here we go. We got my big boy net out here. I'm just gonna drag it along the bottom here. Don't get a bunch of snails too. And these will all end up going in my Skittles tank. Now let's go on this other side here. Oh, we got a lot. These guys are so hard to catch. They're even hard to catch like this. Man. I take after the blue jellies on that. Blue jellies and yellows seem to be, I don't know if it has something to do with them being light colored and more freaked out about stuff like that. Blue jellies and yellows seem to be the biggest pains in the butt to catch. Snowballs too. Snowballs are like that too. They're like hanging out back here in the back. Look at them. Whole net, and I only catch like 5 of them. And before I put all these in the Skittles, I'll probably sort through them all in here with a flashlight to make sure we don't miss any we can't live without, because there's some good ones still left. I just missed them, I think. And back to the being hard to catch bit. All right, so we got the python out. I'm going to suck it down to just a 1/2 inch of water, so then we can do a better job of getting the last of these little guys that are fighting us. Yeah, see, we're never going to get all those, but since I went ahead and kept some buried ones, there's really no sense in tearing it all the way down. Since this is a project, we're going to be pulling shrimp all the time, so I'm not too concerned. Now, if this was a line, an established line I was trying to perfect, I would pull everything out completely, but since this is a project that I'm always in here messing with, I'm not super worried about getting every single shrimp out. So we're just going to do like a 95% water change to make it easier to get at the rest of these. And if we leave a few little teeny tiny ones, it's not the end of the world, as long as we pull them out eventually before they get growed up all the way. And so these are all the rest. Looks like there's a few in here I should probably try to add to the keeper container for sure, but we'll go through this one more time after we get all the last few shrimp out. You know, it's like a lot of people are just like, oh, these are just weird looking crappy wilds, but are they wilds if they all almost look the same? If you're doing it on purpose, that's kind of what I think. I like these kind of things. And there's some pretty good ones in here we have to pick out. That one's really nice, blue looking. It's a handful of them for sure. That one's real good. Right there. Alright, we got like 99.9% of them out of the tank. These are the ones that are going in the Skittles tank. Look at it, that looks pretty cool, man. I sure do like these weird little shrimp. Alright. Well, let's let these guys go. Man, they look so good. These are the ones we didn't keep. Pretty cool shrimpies. Like, a lot of them are buried too, so there'll be a lot of that kind in there. What the heck? Nice. I redid my Skittles tank not too long ago. There's like one big old crypt in here. I split it all up and divided it into like a patch of crypts. I like how that looks. Alright, the tank's put back together. There's a handful of teeny tiny babies left in there, but not too many. The ones I put back in there, they'll sift through them all, and then all that will get settled out, so that's no worry. Alright, let's put our keepers in. All that work we did for these silly, crazy looking shrimp. I like them. Oh, and like always, there's a couple stuck in there. Come on, man. There you go. Alright. Looks like they're digging being back home with a whole lot less of them. See how everyone looking back here. Looking good, looking good. Alright, so like I've been telling you all this time, this is just, this is the first step of refinement. Now I've tried a lot of these different things throughout the years of trying these experiments, and this one's by far the best results right off the get-go. So this one's a lot of fun. I don't know if anything will ever come of it for real, but I'm sure enjoying the process and seeing what happens. And I'm not claiming these are going to be the next great thing and going to make me the world famous shrimp breeder, but just something fun to do. Keeps things interesting. So there you have it. The first step of refining a crazy experiment. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.